Yeah, so this is what it is, man. Um, I wanted to talk about principle because finding a good principle is something that a lot of people can actually stand upon. You know what I'm saying? We can come to an agreement based upon a law or a principle that we're both observing, you know, at the same time. While we're observing these principles, we can hold each other accountable for these principles that we are actually, you know, trying to uphold. The reason why I bring it up is because a lot of people who are, screaming unity and screaming about protests and things, and that, they it's almost kind of perked out about it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of react. And a lot of times it's the woman that's actually lashing out or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? She has something to say, and I don't blame her. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame her or whatnot. But at the same time, she has her right to say something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has some freedom of speech, but we have to have some principles that we can hold each other accountable to. Now, and if those principles are broken, and if those laws are broken are based upon what we agreed upon as far as a contract, then we can actually from each other. You know what I'm saying? So it was very good for you to, make your principles out and and stand upon those principles, find out what they are, find out what the laws are, and once you find out those things and whatnot, you stand upon those things. If a person is not, agreed upon those type of things, man, you can actually just keep it moving. Where do you get these principles from? A lot of people get these principles from, ancient religions and things that manner. You know what I'm saying? They, they'll get them from different types of books that come up with different principles. You got people that make them up as they go and how they experience their lifestyle. But you want something that's kind of holistic, and something that's natural, something that's in harmony with what's going on, something that's just natural as you just breathing air. These principles that you want to observe and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what it's all about right now. And just trying to find and holding people these principles and whatnot, man. Too many times we have people who claim that we are unified and whatnot. We just do what we want to do. We unify or we do things. We get together when it's convenient for us, but when the convenience is compromised, that's when the comfort, that's when the uncomfort starts, and things start to fall apart or whatnot. So, you know, uh, everybody who's screaming this unity and all this bull crap, man, we find principles we stand upon, and these principles have some type of substance to it. We don't unify on on anything else besides those things that substantiate us into this planet Earth or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to elaborate, you know what I'm saying, on this having some principles and whatnot, man. And I spoke about a principle or a law that everybody has to observe and understand, that we have to identify with the self. We have to identify with the God that's within us and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? There is a substance within us that is actually responsible for the involuntary part of our system. The involuntary part of our system. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times our hair grows. We don't tell our hair to grow. We're not active in pulling on our hair, telling our hair to grow. It grows by itself. You know what I'm saying? When our heartbeat actually beats by itself. We're not actually telling it to do those type of things or whatnot. But there is the God that we speak about objectively, that's responsible for those type of involuntary phenomenon that happens within our body. And that phenomenon is also uh, correlated to what goes on in the universe. It's in harmony with the universe and whatnot. So that's what we want to actually, identify with. We want to be devoted to, identifying and balancing that involuntary and voluntary aspect of our lives or whatnot. So we're not moving on the emotion, we're not moving on our desires, we're not moving on our sensations and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So these principles have to, you know what I'm saying, manifest in our life, man. And we also need a foundation. So the foundation also comes into mirroring and identifying with that self, you know what I'm saying, the higher self. That picture may be different for different people, whatnot. If you come from a different culture, if you come from overseas or whatnot, I mean, that deity that you identify with might have a different, he might look like you, you know what I'm saying? And the attributes may be there, you know, if you're from China, if you're from Africa, if you're from Canada, if you come from Italy or whatnot, that deity or whoever you worship or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, there are attributes according to that highest deity on the plane, and you have to devote to that, man. And some of the ways that you devote is trying to imitate the ways and actions of, you know what I'm saying, so-called the deity. So in the church, a lot of people identify and trying to act and walk in the ways of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? They try to imitate it on a level, but it still hasn't been embedded. All the principles haven't been embedded or whatnot. So you're still identifying with, you know, you're still identifying with these sensations. You still might be identifying. You still might be doing it just for because it feels good or whatnot. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is another 6 minutes. I'm just putting some content together, man. I got a lot I can actually say and talk about whatnot, but it would feel good to have these type of discussions, man, over a book or whatnot, and some tea or some coffee or whatnot, or maybe a cigar. That we can increase the reading. We can increase, you know, we can bring our artwork together. You know what I'm saying? We can bring our music, our creativity, and draw up different pictures and draw up, you know, different ideas that correlate to some of the results that we want to see in our lives or whatnot. So when it comes to unity, right? When it comes to unity, we have to understand that we have to hold ourselves to a couple principles, and those principles cannot be violated. What are those principles? You have to find out for yourself or whatnot, and it can't be convenient for you. It has to be solid for everybody and whatnot. And so you have to find the right type of book. You might have to find the right type of doctrine or whatnot, or, you know what I'm saying, you can listen to your conscience to make sure that happens.